Hello, I'm Kim from That Sweet Raw, and today's video is part 3 of a series I'm doing to help you jump up to high notes with far more ease. And today's one is all about very specific consonants, and so it works on very specific set of songs. So we're going to be talking about unvoiced consonants, and this includes S, F, P, and T. So when you have either jumps and the high note starts with those letters, or actually if you start on a high note at the very beginning of the line, this trick works too, and it's really, really helpful. So unvoiced consonants start with air and one of our articulators, but they're not actually bringing our vocal cords together. So when you make a t, 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 you'll notice that it's very breathy, right? It doesn't have a lot of tone to it. It doesn't have the vocal cords coming together to create that sound that we have on, say, its voiced counterpart, d. So it's the same motion with our articulators, with your tongue, with your lips, all of that, t, d, t, d. So it's the same action, but one has the vocal cords connecting and the other doesn't. And so you can imagine that it's going to feel much more solid if you actually have your vocal cords connecting at the very start, the very onset, creating that consonant, than being on slightly shaky, breathy ground. And it's exactly the same with f, v, and s, z, and p, b. So I'm going to put them down here, the unvoiced to voiced counterparts. And of course, I'm going to do a demonstration on this. We want to change the unvoiced to voiced. And we do this in practice. And then when we do it in performance, we can create this kind of hybrid. So we're taking a little bit from each. So the first example that I'm going to give is by Aretha Franklin. She has a song called Think, which I used to think was called Freedom because of this chorus. So she does, oh, freedom, and she goes up to that jump there, right? We start low, we jump up, and it's quite tricky when you keep escalating on that F. Oh, freedom, yeah, freedom, give me some freedom, oh, freedom, oh, rock me now, something like that, yeah? If we change that, if we translate it, if we change it from F to V, it sounds so much more solid and it feels more solid. Oh, freedom, yeah, freedom, give me some freedom, hey, freedom. So yes, it sounds like freedom because I've told you that that is what I'm saying, but actually when we're singing it as the V, most people are going to hear it as the word freedom. Our brains are going to correct that. And so that's what I say about we can create this hybrid, we can soften that V a little bit, and then it becomes closer to the F, yeah? But we're starting to practice with it being the voiced consonant because it sounds more solid, it feels more solid. We've got the vocal cords coming together right at that onset rather than it coming in on the R and then the E. So we've got this kind of flaky, breathy F, and then we're having to bring it together after that. So another example of this is Simply the Best, Tina Turner. You're simply the best, right? So S is the unvoiced version when we have all of that S air coming through. You're simply the best, or changing it to a Z or a Z. You're simply the best. And if you are watching this and you want to play around with these jumps, please do. I would love to hear below if you notice a difference. Obviously, sing it in a key that works for you. But yeah, I would love to hear if you can feel that solidity that I'm talking about and that ease to kind of coast into it a little bit more. So one more, Hurt by Christina Aguilera. And this is on a T. So the other one that I haven't got an example for is P to B, but it's exactly the same premise. So it goes, if I had just one more day, I would tell you how much that I've missed you. Okay. I would tell you how much that I've missed you. That's with a T, with the T air coming through. What if we change that to a D? I would tell you how much that I've missed you. So we just give it that, it sounds like I'm giving it kind of more punch, but actually I'm really not forcing that D. That's just coming from the fact that my vocal cords are coming together to create the consonant that is the D. So I hope that you get to find some of these unvoiced consonants. As I said, it works for jumps if you're going up to the high note, having any of these unvoiced consonants, but also if the very first word comes straight out of the gate high, if that has an unvoiced consonant, you can use exactly the same tip. So if this was helpful, please leave a comment below. Let me know your feedback once you've tried it out for yourself. And if you know singers that would really benefit from these tips, please let them know about my channel, and I will see you next time for another one.